Something we also did a lot whilst rehearsing was listening back. And this is a really key thing to improve as a band, as a unit. You need to listen to yourself. If you can record yourself when you're in rehearsals, it's a really useful way of having a reference point. It's a great way of seeing how far you've come as well, from the beginning of rehearsals to the end. And that was one of the tools we used. Also, when we did sound checks were really important to see if things worked in a cavernous arena. So when you go into different places, they have their own reverbs, they have their own sounds. We got booked to do a show in South Africa in a sugar silo, and the shape of it was so extraordinary. There was like a 20-second delay when the sound hit the back of the wall from the stage and then came back to us, and we had to cancel the gig. It was impossible to play. Everything had like this delay on it, and soon there was this maelstrom of sound that confused everybody. Nobody could hear where the beats were. It was actually quite traumatic because I think the venue held like 10,000 people, but it was the wrong place to put on a gig. The promoters didn't think about that. A sugar silo wasn't an appropriate shape. There was something about it. It was triangular maybe. Anyway, this is something that you find every venue you go to, whether it's a club or an arena or a stadium, they have their own sound. And where you are can just sound really messy and horrible if you haven't honed down exactly what you're playing. And the sound can drift all over the place. Also, I've played many, many festivals. The weather makes a massive difference. Sometimes the wind can blow the sound away from the speakers. So you can be in the audience and the sound kind of comes in and out. It's almost like being seasick. And that can affect how you play on stage because you're not getting any vibe from the audience because they can't really hear you because the wind's blowing. So there are all these different factors to be aware of when you're coming to do a show.